Hey guys, welcome to the 121st, that's right, 121st edition of the Animated Girls Profile Confidential. And the title is Not Deceiving You because she has been in animated form on more than one occasion, most notably with the Muppet Babies, past and present, but also in some animated segments that were part of the Little Muppet Monsters, that short-lived series when it was out. One of the segments that they had was of her and her two friends, basically in a detective noir kind of, well, I wouldn't say noir, but basically a detective-like setting. As well as they also had another animated segment she was in, which was based on a segment from the 1970s show that she was well known for besides others. And of course, I'm talking about the ever popular, the ever beloved diva herself, Miss Piggy. And you know, you can, if you want more information about Miss Piggy, you have to go and watch people like Disney Dan, because, you know, one of the video series Disney Dan or Distorian Dan, whatever you know he calls himself, one of the things that Disney Dan does is he does a series called Evolution, or Evolution of, and he basically focuses that series on talking about, you know, how far, you know, a character has come, you know, when it comes to, you know, their design, in appearance. You know, he's talked about Mickey, he's talked about Donald, he's talked about Buzz and Woody, and he's talked about Kermit as well, and Gonzo. And he's dedicated one to Miss Piggy herself. And what I learned about this, which was really a surprise, is Piggy didn't initially start, you know, on the Muppet Show. She actually started on a variety show, which was kind of cool to find out. She started alongside another character that basically evolved into that male pig character, which is basically played as an idiot, if you will, that male character who's played as an idiot and who's basically, for some odd reason, the captain of the spaceship in the Pig in Space segments. So, you know, he evolves into that. And Piggy basically evolved from what she was there to what she is now. I mean, they even showed the fact that she appeared in the pilot episode or special called The Muppets Show, The Muppets Sex and Violence, which is still, when you hear that term or those words together as a title for anything, Muppets Sex and Violence, it's like, yeah, the 70s were a strange time, just like the 60s. No offense to anybody that grew up at that time frame. I mean, I was born in 79, but, you know, what have you. But anyway, long story short, he basically talked about how she appeared in that and how her character, like I said, her design of her character went from what we saw in that variety show to her having basically little dimples for eyes, like basically, you know, little peas for eyes and everything, to what we got in the first season of the Muppet Show, to what we got in the second season, and then so on and so forth until what we have today. And to say that she has become one of the more beloved Muppet characters in history is an understatement. I mean, quite frankly, when you talk about ask who is the face of the Muppets? Who is the Mickey Mouse of the Muppets? And a lot of people will lean towards Kermit because he was the first created. But nowadays, it's not just Kermit they'll point the finger to and say, yeah, that's the face of the Muppets, which, you know, legitimately he is. They will actually more so turn the finger from Kermit over to Piggy and say, that's the face of the Muppets. Because it doesn't matter who portrays her in voice, who controls her as a puppet, you know, or even portrays her as a costumed character, because yes, they had those. Piggy basically steals the show a lot. There's no doubt about it. She steals the show no matter what she's a part of. It's basically like you cannot You cannot imagine a Muppet movie. You cannot imagine a Muppet show. You cannot imagine a Muppet anything without Miss Piggy in there. And honestly, I'm glad we got her. And I'm not alone in that. I am glad we got her. Because you know what? Here's a character that basically, is portrayed as, saying what she's going to say and standing by it, doing what she wants to do and standing by it, and basically a character that you don't want to mess with, no matter who you are. You don't want to mess with her. And if you don't believe me, you check here on YouTube, and they have a variety of clips, compilations, if you will, of her doing her karate stuff on the Muppet Show, as well as in the Muppet movies, but mostly in the Muppet Show. And it is just hilarious. It is just hilarious. I mean, there was one time where Piggy's dog is like in a drawer or something like that. Piggy's dog, Flu, or whatever his name is, or whatever his name is, Flu, I think. And she finds, and basically we find out that it's Floyd, if you will. We find out that it's Floyd, basically, of that music band, Dr. Teeth and the Dr. Teeth band, if you will. And the band that Animal's a part of. And we find out that it was him that put Flu in a drawer. And basically, you have Floyd going to talk to Piggy because she wants to see him or something like that. And Kermit turns to the audience and is like, I wonder if maybe Piggy found out Floyd is the one that put Flu in the drawer. And then the moment he says that, all of a sudden you hear this, hi-ya, boing! And out comes Floyd, and everything landing right into a drum. And Kermit's like, you can scratch the maybe. Like, oh yeah, she knows. It's just those kind of antics and, things that she does that really, got her beloved. By a lot of people, by a lot of fans. And again, this is why she's always looked at nowadays, as the face, as the true face of the Muppets, outside of Kermit. And it's really, really cool to see. It's really cool to see that, that recognition that she's getting. Because again, it doesn't matter, like I say, what she's in, she steals the show. There's no doubt about it. She steals the show. And I know I'm not alone in that. She steals the show. It is unbelievable. And again, the reason she basically qualifies for the Animated Girl Profile Confidentials is the fact that basically she appears not just in the Muppet Baby stuff, past and present, but she appeared in those other animated segments based on Pigs in Space and the detective situation with Kermit and Fozzie. So, so that pretty much qualifies her as well. And when you think about it, puppetry, animatronics, if you will, are kind of a version of animation because you're bringing characters to life. By controlling them, either by hand or through electronics or whatever the case may be. But yeah, this character, again, if you asked people who they think is the true face of who's the true face of the Muppets, a lot will say Kermit because his face is all over the place. Like during the beginning of the movies, like when a movie comes out, it says, who's distributing it, and then it says Jim Henson Pictures, and it's Kermit's face on there. But besides that, even though that's pretty much true, everybody will say, yeah, legitimately he is the face, but the true face, the true, be all end all face is Piggy. They will point to her. Like I say, they will take a finger and they will point to Kermit, kind of indicating, yeah, he's the face. But then they'll slowly turn and say, psych, Piggy's the face. So it's really cool to see. To see that, like I said earlier, that recognition for a character to get. But really, I can't say any more than, some people have probably talked about her already when discussing about who she is and what her origins are. I mean, again, one of the things that made her famous with fans was her hayas and, her karate chops. It was really cool to see that. But overall, again, I can't really say much more than what I have and others have. If you want more detail, check out Disney's Dan in his Evolution series where he talked about her. And that's all I'm going to say, guys. So until next time, comment down below. Hopefully you've live chatted during this premiere. Like the video. Check me out at patreon.com at BW Roses. Check me out at BW Roses Discussions on all your favorite podcast locations, except for Pandora. As well as check me out at BW Roses on Venmo, and check me out at my Venmo if you want to help donate to the show. So until next time, guys, I will talk to y'all later.